Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to put together a drugstore makeup starter kit for anyone who is just getting into makeup or anyone who is interested in what some of my favorite drugstore products are. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's talk makeup brushes. I am a firm believer that you don't have to spend $80 to $100 on makeup brushes to get good brushes. I use this brush set. It comes with a couple of more items as well. And I've actually picked this up at TJ Maxx a couple of years ago. If you are balling on a budget, which there's nothing wrong with that, definitely check out stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or Ross, because usually they have really good sets, and most of the time they're really good quality. Go along with those makeup brushes, I would definitely recommend picking up a Real Techniques beauty sponge. These sponges are a dupe for the Beauty Blender. A Beauty Blender is a little bit more expensive. Let's also talk about primers. My tried and true, I guess. The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I can't say enough good things about this primer. It is super awesome. It's a gel-like consistency. It's like a balm. You basically put it all over your face, and it's really good at filling your pores. It's also extremely affordable, as most of these products are. Most of these items are $10 or under. So not enough good things to say about this. Really love this primer. I know the drugstore has a lot of other primers, but this one just stood out to me and I absolutely love it. Let's talk about foundations. I have combination oily skin and I really enjoy full coverage foundations. So one of my favorite foundations is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. I am in the shade W5. I think this is an extremely lightweight, affordable foundation. It looks like it does have sunscreen SPF 17. So of course it doesn't have the maximum SPF, but I don't have any issues with it giving me any flashback, and I really like it. Another favorite of mine is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. You can pick this up at Ulta. It comes in a dropper, and really like this. Good coverage as well, pretty lightweight, and I think that it makes your skin look really good. Now let's talk concealers. I have a couple over here. The first concealer I wanted to touch base on is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Now Maybelline has a whole Fit Me line, but this is one of my favorite concealers. I think it gives great coverage and it's a little bit thicker, but I haven't ever had issues with it creasing, so love this one. The LA Girl Pro Conceal is also a great option as well. You can pick this up at CVS. And my last favorite is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one reminds me a lot of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and it comes with this really thick applicator. Matte finish, full coverage. I love it. Pick this up. Another product that I wanted to share with you guys for someone who is just starting out getting into makeup is the Garnier BB cream, and I'll link a photo right here. The BB cream is really awesome. It provides decent coverage. If you have oily skin, I'd probably stay away from it, but it's definitely good for someone who's just getting into makeup or for someone who is a little bit older and doesn't want a full coverage foundation. And BB creams are also great because you can kind of throw them on. It's like a lotion consistency, so basically you just rub it all over your face. You don't have to worry about if you missed a spot. Most of the time it's so light coverage that it covers the imperfections that you want. It evens out your skin tone a little bit, but it doesn't look like you put in too much effort. So I do really enjoy using BB creams as well, especially for someone who is just starting out with makeup. Let's talk about setting powders. So I have been using the Rimmel Stay Matte Setting Powder for several years now. It is a matte powder, and this one is in the shade Translucent, but they come in a variety of shades. It sets my makeup in place. It doesn't provide any additional coverage, but I do feel like my makeup doesn't slip and slide when I put this on, and it's not super heavy, so it doesn't make your face look cakey. And another one that I really enjoy is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. If you're just getting into makeup, I'm not sure if you're going to be baking underneath your eyes, but this is a loose powder. That looks like this. and you can use your sponge to actually get in there and bake if you want. Also, something to note about this is that it comes in several shades. So let's say you pick up a darker color in this, you could totally use it as a bronzer and use it to bronze up your face as well. So eyeshadow primer, I love the e.l.f. Dollar Primer. It is literally the best primer ever. It comes in a little doe foot applicator. This one is in the nude shade, so it looks pretty nude. And once you blend it in, it kind of disappears, but it really provides a great foundation or a base for your shadows. Makes your eyeshadows stay on all night. I've never had an issue with it creasing, and for $1, you really can't go wrong. I really would recommend getting a palette. You'll have all of the different colors, and you'll have options. Now, if you feel like you don't want to buy a palette, you can always pick up like a little quad like this. This one is made by e.l.f. I want to say it's like $4. These shadows specifically are super pigmented. Let me just show them to you. And having shadows like this on hand is nice. Most of the time when you pick up a little quad like this, they do come with colors that complement each other. So it kind of takes the thinking out for you. You can use all 4 shades together, combine them, and they'll probably come out to be a good look. So I like that it's small. You can just throw it in your makeup bag. I also like that I don't have to think about it. I know that all these shades work together. If I want to transition from a day look and use like these 2 shades or into a night look, I can go for the darker colors and, you know, really go all out if I really wanted. Now on to eyebrow products. There's a couple I wanted to share with you guys. So the first one I have here is the Essence Makeup Brow, and it's an eyebrow mascara. Not sure if you guys are into filling your eyebrows. If you're just starting out with makeup, chances are something like this is pretty good to hold you over. It comes in like a mascara type wand. It's really small and dainty, and all you do is basically brush this through your eyebrows. Super easy to use. And yeah, this is in the shade Blondie Brows. Really like this product. And I also like a very similar product by e.l.f. Same concept, comes in this little tube, and yeah, really like these 2. All right, so mascara and eyeliner. There's several different types of eyeliners that you can get at the drugstore. Wet n Wild is an awesome brand to check out as well. So I guess my top brands would be e.l.f., Wet n Wild, and Malani. I really like those drugstore brands. This is the Wet n Wild eyeliner. So it comes in a felt tip applicator, and it's super easy to just draw a line. It's basically like if you were using a pen or a pencil. I like that it gives you a nice little sharp line. I mean, it's goof proof. And I think it's a little bit easier to use than like the liquid eyeliners that come in the little tubes. I'll insert a photo right here. Those are great as well if you're a little bit more seasoned with putting on eyeliner, but I really enjoy the Wet n Wild felt tip liners. L'Oreal has a good one as well. We all know that every girl needs some mascara, and this is a mascara that I have been loving for the last 1.5 years. It is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. This comes in the waterproof version. I really like wearing waterproof mascara because it doesn't melt or transfer on the top of my lid. Anytime I pick up a mascara, I always have an issue with it transferring to the top of my lid. This is one of the very few that doesn't do that. I like that it lifts my lashes and makes them look good. Blush, bronzer, and highlighter. I absolutely love e.l.f. and Wet n Wild for those specific 3 products. And here's the reason why. e.l.f. does a really great job with doing like a duo palette with both brush and bronzers. I think they have a quad as well, and it just gives you options to work with. Really love those. And Wet n Wild is super affordable, so if you want to pick up like a single bronzer, you're not breaking the bank. So really love the Wet n Wild bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. This is an oldie but a goodie. This one is a little bit lighter for my skin tone, but for anyone that's lighter than me, definitely would recommend it. And then as far as highlighter goes, I I would 100% recommend Wet n Wild as well. They have these loose powders that are highlighters, and you can highlight, you know, the high points of your cheeks, right here on your forehead, your nose, your cupid's bow. I love using this powder. You do have to be a little bit careful because it is super pigmented, and of course you don't want to look like a disco ball. But I also came across this duo, and I really like the colors in here. You have a blush, you have a very natural highlight as well. It complements the blush. So I feel like you really can't go wrong with these three products. But like I mentioned, e.l.f. also has a lot of great options to choose from. Let's talk about lip products. I'm a lip product hoarder, but yet I don't wear lipstick or lip products enough to actually go through them. So we'll start out with lip liners. If we're talking about drugstore, Malani lip liners are bomb. This one is not sharpened, but super creamy consistency. This one is in the shade 04 All Natural. Rimmel is also another brand that has great lip liners. This one is retractable, which is quite nice. You don't have to worry about having a pencil sharpener. It's a little bit lighter right there. And that is in the shade Beast and Snob, number 63. This one is by Rimmel as well, and it's in the shade Tiramisu. I could go for some tiramisu right now. And that is this shade right here. So all three super pretty nude colors, super affordable. They're pigmented and they're really creamy. So if you just wanted to wear a lip liner on its own, definitely recommend these three. Drugstore has been killing it with their consistency. I prefer satin lipsticks, but these are some of my favorites. This one is Nude Cream by Malani. Really nice consistency. It's this very pretty nude color. It is pigmented, so I can put it on for you. Still looks pretty natural. It really doesn't look like I'm wearing a lipstick. I like that it's not super dark. I don't have to worry about it. I also like all of the lipsticks that Revlon comes out with. This is in the shade Pink Pout, and it's a matte finish. It reminds me a lot of MAC Cream Cup, I want to say, but it's a lighter pink. I should put this on as well. I'm gonna have like a very customizable shade. If you're not familiar with liquid lipsticks, they are awesome. Basically, you put them on and they don't budge. So you let them dry down and you can eat, and they don't wipe off your face for several hours. This one is by Wet n Wild. It's one of the catsuit liquid lips. It's a nice coral shade in Nudist Peach. Now once this dries down, it's gonna dry down to a matte finish. And then basically I can go ahead, I can eat, I can drink, and it is not going to transfer. Now I think it's gonna transfer because I had that lipstick underneath, but it's not bad. So if you wanna kiss your boyfriend, you wanna kiss your husband, it's not going anywhere. Some people don't like liquid lipsticks because they do tend to dry into the cracks of your lips. But I feel like if you top it with a little bit of, I don't know, Vaseline or maybe some chapstick, maybe it could prevent that. Now, Malani is also a brand that kills it with their lip products. This is a liquid lipstick as well. It is Amore Matte Metallic Lip Cream. So this is a metallic color. You guys see that right there? Very pretty, and I'll put that on as well. Putting all the shades on. So now that it's drying down, it kind of leaves you with this kind of finish. I really like it. I think it suits my skin tone as well. If I kiss someone, again, barely any transfer. I can eat, I put it stays in place all day. And this one's a little bit more hydrating than the Wet n Wild liquid lipstick, but Malani has a lot of other shades as well, and I would definitely recommend checking out some of their products. going to school, you probably don't want to put on liquid lipstick or regular lipstick for that matter. You're probably reverting to lip gloss or chapstick. Vaseline makes a really awesome chapstick. It looks like this, and it also comes in a rolly tube. This is the only chapstick that does not dry out my lips and really hydrates them. So I put this on before I go to sleep, and I wake up in the morning and my lips are super luscious and moisturized. Really been into the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set. Really love this product. It comes in a spray nozzle, affordable. I know that Wet n Wild came out with a couple of sprays as well. I want to say that they're a little bit smaller, but don't quote me on that. I don't really know the fluid ounce ratios in both products, but really loving this. It's refreshing and it really does prolong the wear of your makeup. So you don't want to put in all this effort and then have it, you know, wipe off in the middle of the night. Say you're going to the club, you definitely want to look good. So set your makeup with this. A, it takes off the powder cast on your face. B, it makes it look a little bit more natural. And C, it just makes it last longer. So I used to not be a fan of setting sprays. I didn't know the importance of them up until I bought my Urban Decay All-Nighter. And then the drugstore came out with a couple setting sprays as well. And this is one of my favorites. All right, you guys, I think we touched base on everything that I wanted to share with you. Hopefully you learned something new or you took something away from the video. And I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.